Okay, so we're taking Talia out of the pool again against BDD, the Ashe and Kalista bans. So now we're going to try something different. We're going to try for the Varus here. They take the Senna out this time, and no Udyr for Perfect. Perfect has been playing a lot of Cassante and Udyr for the most part. No Aatrox in the top side, so Varus is still up. Nautilus is still up. Orianna's still up. There's the Ori. There's the Cassante. Take it away from Perfect. Make him uncomfortable. This makes total sense. No Azir ban this time because now BDD is going to take that. To be fair, Perfect has played some good Gnar games into Cassante, so that's not surprising. He actually has had his Gnar win rate overall in Challenger is very good. He's a very good Gnar player.
So another option if you kind of want to go half and half and still be a little bit tanky. And love that. Yeah.
Because BDD isn't that great on Ori. BDD is very good at Azir, and I think you just don't want them to have Varus in the bot side because it's too annoying. So if BDD is one of the best Azir players in the world, which he is, then you can afford to potentially give it up, even though Faker has been really good in the Ori Azir matchup recently. And Perfect is very good at Gnar. So you like what you see here. Okay, so they take the Vibe for some backline threat. Are they going to ban Tahm Kench here? It's interesting they banned Zeri. Zeri is having... Shobes gifted a tier to Dilf Zaddy. He's back. So again, the Lee Sin and Viego bans, but this does leave up the Tahm Kench. Zeri's back in the meta a little bit, but it seems like mostly a handshake versus Smolder at this point for scaling. Okay, we are going to see Smolder. Interesting.
That's crazy.
Intriguing.
Smolder, as we know, is incredibly strong once you hit 200. But they could just go heavy dive and try to shut it down like we did see yesterday.
Wukong. Okay. All right. So this, by the way, guys, I think this is an adaptation that KT has had since we've seen some of the Smolder games so far. Like if you look at the Kwangdong versus Brion game 3, a lot of the problem with them dealing with Smolder was the fact that they had no backline threat. So now you have, great forms of primary engage, instant backline threat onto the Smolder in an attempt to shut it down. I like this adaptation quite a bit to the Smolder pick.
Is that into the amount of AoE backline dive that's available for T1? It might feel like it's a bit too
Playing
much.
Alistair Smolder just seems like a recipe to lose right from level 1. Now, if I'm KT, I play aggressively on my level 1 in the bot side and bring BDD down there for additional pressure before minion wave spawns, and then walk into lane just a little bit late.
Just being owner, which with the Kench, obviously, you don't really get.
Yeah.
I actually love the Wukong pick here, guys. Because the thing is that you actually... Here's another thing, guys. Your matchup with Wukong into Vi is actually not terrible early. Like, you could also theoretically invade with the Wukong onto the Vi and do really well. You guys are Pepe laughing at me. That makes me concerned. I haven't seen these games, guys. This is just my theory based on what we're seeing. Is it fair to say that Faker's having his best split in the last 3 splits? Yes.
Very powerful, but then reliable engage, as you did mention. Whereas on the side of KT,
be concerned, be very, very concerned. Well, I am now, guys. Thanks a lot.
And try to shut down those somewhat immobile carries, Smolder not as much as the Orianna, and try to essentially push them out of the game.
Gonna feel a lot better about this one. I imagine if you're a KT fan, don't feel like you have quite the same level of pressure on you. This composition, even though it is into Smolder, I think can actually go the distance.
What do lolesports players make roughly? Depends on the player. Lorcan and Shuru, thank you for your Twitch Prime subscriptions, both of you. If anyone else would like to give me their Bezos bucks, I would appreciate it.
And Wukong in particular are going to be somewhat reliant on that. But the mid to late game team fights for this comp looking a whole lot better here. If you can get the Gnar ad, could be a win condition as well.
So I actually like KT's draft here. I like it a lot better than last game. It feels like, they have a strong bot lane, particularly at level 1. There's an opportunity here to kind of like hard push at level 1. They have a counter matchup in the top side. Faker should be winning the mid lane early, and like obviously his Orianna is concerning, but you don't hate this if you're a KT fan.
November 6th, 2022, San Francisco. That was a pretty good sign. Hoping to bring back some of those memories here for game 2, because game 1 was a disaster. So
It really was.
It was not a good game, and I'm hoping that this one is a bit more.
JPCP17. Thank you for your Twitch Prime sub.
That lethality Varus actually beats Smolder.
And thank you, Hobnobbin, for your tier 1 subscription. Even better. Thanks, guys.
Just be as just do that.
Just do that.
How much was it? 70K?
Yeah. 70,000 damage.
We're here all the time with the freest content.
Faker,
So your subscriptions are appreciated for those of you who want to support. CLG hype. Wow.
At the same time, in the same
Sad
game.
times for CLG fans.
Faker's playing Orianna, BDD's playing
Do you think Hobnobbin knows about CLG, guys? Okay, so what I was saying earlier is that a lot of times we see more aggressive, like level 1 plays. You know, trying to get control over here, oftentimes with the mid laner like dipping down as well to try and put pressure just so you can contest the minion wave early. And I kind of wish we had seen that this game, just because like Alistar Smolder at level 1 seems like hot trash compared to not Varus.
It's perfect.
You are an OG, Hobnobbin.
Yeah, it should have been Jinx for thematic consistency, really.
Or at least Caitlyn.
Oh, that would have been good.
It's fine.
Classic CLG, you know, sell your team, win in your first split after selling, right?
I really like Varus, but it does feel like he doesn't really have as much of a strong identity. He's just good. He can go for different builds, tailor it to the situation, has great follow-up for team fights, particularly with the variation that we go for here, which is going to be lethality with Halo Blades, so decent amount of early laning pressure, and then chain your CC into barrels.
All right, we're just going to take 1,000,000 damage for free. Classic Gumayushi.
Stepping into that one, and Barrel's immediately there to punish him. He did go for the greedier Smolder start, which is the non-Doran's Ring and Q start. As BDD is in a lot of trouble. Oh, he's just dead. Okay. Immediately there to punish him. He
Really?
did go for the greedier Smolder start, which is the non-Doran's Ring and Q start. As BDD is in a lot of trouble. Oh, he's just dead.
I mean, it's beautifully played by Owner.
Non-Doran's Ring and
But like, dude. I mean, they didn't get any deep wards in. KT. There's no level 1 wards from like anybody this game. It's very weird, actually. But he's cheating so heavily to that side when his jungler's crossing mid.
Q start. As BDD is in a lot of trouble. Oh, he's just dead. Okay, that was quick. Owner comes up, clears the top side of his jungle, has red buff, flashes on top of BDD, who can't even react.
And he just gets back to clearing his that's optimal pathing. Oh!
What?
Oh boy.
No! No! No!
KT in trouble. Steph will survive.
That's optimal.
Quick. Owner comes up, clears the top side of his jungle, has red buff, flashes on top of who can't even
Okay, it's
react.
over, guys.
And he just gets
So
Has red buff, flashes on top of BDD.
the reason why he's doing this is because they're level 1, obviously.
Can't even react.
This minion causes them to hit level 2, and he's already committed to the harass. Now, why does he stay there? The real question is, why does he stay there after he sees them hit level 2? That is the answer we will never know. Because he has a chance to leave, guys. He has a chance to leave. He literally, he sees them. He sees them. He literally could have walked away, and he wouldn't have been in range to get headbutted out. You know what I mean?
Oh boy, Deft in a bit of trouble. Jungle has red buff, flashes on top of BDD, who can't even react.
He was charging Q. Yeah, he needed to get that poke down, guys. It was very important. It was hyper important. I mean, it's well played by Carrier, right?
That's optimal pathing.
Oh boy, Deft in a bit of trouble here as Carrier sets it up, and already we
That is fucking terrible, though.
in trouble. Deft will survive, which is very good for his sake.
Ooh, might actually end up working out there because Deft not dying is quite big. Because a Yeastil or a Barrel Rider still has a sums available.
Why are you here, Pioshik? You can die right now, buddy.
Pioshik trying to fight Owner. I don't know about that one.
Owner doesn't have Smite, but certainly Owner is in
Why he went back in? He's crazy? He's crazy? He burned Flash for no reason? They should not fight this? Okay, they're just dead. They're just dead. Why are they fighting? Why are they fighting? Why? This team is so fraudulent, guys. KT are the biggest fucking frauds.
On a smolder lane, and Owner's just 3-0.
Why? Why is Pioshik engaging when Deft has no sums and is 200 HP? What the fuck, man? It's a fucking grump. Who cares? He literally eased back. He eased back in, guys.
Owner doesn't have Smite, but certainly
He literally eased back in, and he eased while it's resetting, so he cannot smite it. It's nowhere close to 600 HP. He has to W over the wall. He has nothing right now, guys. He has no cooldowns. Look at him. 18, 6, 4. He has no cooldowns, so he has to flash. Carrier engages. Okay, Barrel goes in, but Gumayushi has E. He's level 3. He can just go over the wall. Or, like, what?
and Guma's over the wall. Deft is in some trouble as one auto will get it done. Pioshik is super low as well. Oh God, I wanted this game to be more competitive. Not like this. 3 kills.
It's so fucking bad, guys. Pioshik is such a fucking fraud. I told everybody. Everybody's like, look at all these good games Pioshik is having. I fucking told you guys. I told you, just wait till he turns back into a pumpkin again. I told you.
You didn't put in the right request, Valdez.
I messed something up.
This is a that kill in mid lane, really well done by that duo.
You know what he is?
And Faker sets it up and knocks it down.
He's a cake full of razors. He's a razor cake. That's what Pioshik is. You cannot eat the Pioshik cake.
Season Barrel, baby. Re-engage with the hook. Guma having the presence of mind, knowing that there's no sums available on his counterpart, just flaps over the wall. Meaning Deft doesn't have any safety, meaning KT doesn't have the prerequisite DPS to actually
It's
win
so
this.
infuriating.
And I don't know why Pioshik was trying to duel the Vi early when you're Wukong and you can.
I mean,
They
they had them pushed under turret, and Barrel was trying to get in there and help. So like,
yeah.
you can kind of see, okay, we're gonna use this pry. We're gonna try to push Owner out. He did go for that earlier gank, but yeah.
Fuck this team. Thank you, Hobnobbin, for your gift of 5 community subs.
Carrier executed himself in the turret.
All your money will go back to making more fun graphics for this stream. I promise you.
Yeah, it's like, huh? Where did that death come from? Wasn't from the fight.
That is storytelling. The LCK.
Thank you, Jonah Strong.
Poor Perfect. He's just up here
They do a great
doing well in his lane.
job. This game, it's not looking so good. This is not my telecom war.
Yeah. Sam, go down.
What was promised?
It's so doomed, guys. It's so doomed now.
Sometimes you can't force the
At
game to
least
be
all the
good.
kills went on to Owner. Like, the Vi getting kills is
Hey, if
irrelevant
we need to
most of the
come back
time.
from this, that would be epic. It's gonna take a lot.
There you go.
Especially because, you know.
Who do you think is the best player in the world right now? I think Carrier. It's probably Zeus.
0 on this pick so far. Nobody has been able to beat him on this one.
Oh, this is not the energy we need, Val. That's what
I was so excited for KT with this draft, and then they just completely fucking sent it.
And Guma went for he went for the greedy build, which is Q first, not going W to help out in the lane, not going Doran's ring, and he gets away with it with flying colors. Now Carrier might build, which is Q first, not going W to help out in the lane, not going Doran's ring, and he gets away with it.
Yeah, but if he goes Q first, he gets to 225 stacks faster.
As he will have to sacrifice himself to try to keep Guma alive, which he will do. Nice little gank set.
All right, so they do something here.
Now, Keria might not get away from this one, as he will have to sacrifice himself to
He
try to
punted a
keep Guma
clone.
alive, which he will
Unlucky.
do. Nice little gang set up here by the side of KT.
This is how the comeback starts, Valdez. That's what this game is in service of now, as we do give PO Schick an early kill. Wukong obviously going to skill really, really nicely with those.
Do I feel Zeus because he's been by far the most dominant top laner in the world in terms of carry potential, and he often just straight up blind picks his champions. He's also just the most impactful top laner in team fighting and map pressure.
Doesn't really seem to care. The big thing about the Smolder, as well as
Strictly talking about the money you can get from views on stream, not counting subs, members, / VOD rewatches, is YouTube or Twitch a better platform? I'm not sure it matters that much, guys. Maybe YouTube ad revenue is slightly better, maybe.
The bot lane and mid lane situation is somewhat of a disaster, with owner's position being known for most of this. Perfect actually has been doing a really good job.
How does Keria have 2 deaths when they got 1 kill? Oh, he executed earlier, and he executed earlier.
Which is Q first.
I mean, 369 is very good right now.
Which he will do. Nice little gang set up here by the side of KT.
This is how the comeback starts, Valdez. That's what this game is in service of now, as we do give PO Schick an early kill. Wukong obviously going to skill really, really nicely with those. Good punish of the lack of flash. T1 will be able to pick up a Mountain Drake, but 2 more of those.
Guma does not have the ability to flap, and so he will just take some damage, but doesn't really seem to care. The big thing about
Yeah, Guma, so a lot of times, just so you guys understand Smolder a little bit, a lot of people are putting 3W in before Qmax. Thank you, DA777 to your Twitch Prime sub. So 3W into Qmax, and this gives you better wave clear. Also, the E being able to hit multiple champions can stack up your passive more, because this stacks based off of Q kills on minion or champ damage from any ability. I'll just do champ hit here. So a lot of people do you skill W, you do W, Q, I believe this is correct. Q, E, W, W, R, and then Q max after that. But he's going 2 points into Q. So he has less wave clear with this build, but he doesn't, I think he's doing this because with an Alistar lane, you're going to be pushed in anyway versus Varus Nautilus. So why not get more Q damage to more reliably last hit minions to stack your passive with Q while you're under turret?
Have the ability to flap, and so he will just take some damage, but doesn't really seem to care. The big thing about the Smolder is
I think I am learning how Smolder works at the professional level, but that's my theory right now, is because he can actually stack his Q up faster. He has 45 stacks, so he has the explosion damage on the Q already. Do you think he's committed to that skill order when going fleet? Interesting question. I do not know.
With owner's position being known for most of this, Perfect actually has been doing a really good job. And this is to be expected, but I think it's still worthy to highlight given that this player, when coming into the LCK, really was very obviously a rookie.
I think he wanted the fleet here because it gives you additional chances to dodge and heal from Varus poke.
Actually utilize a counter matchup is quite cool.
Pioshik, you're not 6, buddy. Get the fuck out of there.
It's got barrel this time, and you know what? Owner's in
All right.
trouble.
All right, but Faker's here. E onto Owner.
And he holds on to his flash. Doesn't even have to use it.
Karia's here as well. All right.
Divide away from Keria, who's being very annoying.
Nice run by Barrel.
Speedy was not quite able to help out in the trade, but now
What's my opinion about Bin? He has not been as good this season, but he always steps up in international play.
They're keeping our expectations as low as humanly possible.
Right when we fully gave up on them, they're like,
we really did.
It's time. Now we're going to play League of Legends.
We do see Pioshik hit level 6 of that. Owner not going to get his red buff. Still not going to be too sad about the state of his jungle, but big win for KT. And one more pick might Might be enough to start equalizing this goal score.
Oh boy. Well, we got Deft in a lot of trouble. He's going to run forwards because he can't run any other way.
Well, there was a
Faker's
pick.
going to pick up that kill.
It was just not the one we wanted or needed. Faker, really good roam there. The butterfly effect from the earlier scuffle that we had where BDD had to defend or needed.
Probably he's going to run
for KT and one more.
Deft is face checking the spooky brush when he doesn't see Faker in mid lane.
Might be enough to start.
Okay, no, he doesn't even face check it. There's a pink ward that goes in that brush from him. He places the pink ward in the brush.
Might be enough to start.
And he knows that Ori's not in mid lane, but he's just gonna he's just gonna get flashed on again and then punt it back and then
forwards because he can't run
give
any
Faker
other
a
way.
kill.
Well,
Okay.
Faker's going to pick up that kill.
It was just not the one we wanted.
Okay. Do you think Deft knows what Alistair does, guys? Because he doesn't seem to know that Q flash W is a combo.
Meaning it's harder for him to keep Faker locked in lane. Which, again, it's Oriana. We don't really expect it to be locked in lane because her laning phase is so oppressive. And Guma, after so many games, finally gets to have a moment. He gets to farm plates. He gets to be a fun Elder Dragon. And here, you see Baron Deft really wanting to look for the 2v2, not knowing that it is in fact not a 2v2. The 2v2 they could have won, the 3v2 impossible. It's going to be Faker picking up a kill as well.
Poor Perfect. He's actually just dominating in the top side. He's very good at this matchup.
Set up there by the side of T1.
Some of his best games this as a rookie this year have come in this matchup.
On the bottom side of the map, so you can see they were just trying to get some vision, trying to exert some pressure, and it came back to bite them. In the case of the KT bottom lane, of course. As now, Kosa trying to get in there, but Owner, he's just doing the bubs. And he will be able to pick up 6 in this game, as well as picking up the first dragon. So they don't even need an early game comp, they just need early game wins in terms of the early trades that have gone their way.
Owner going to pick this up without any issue. She mentioned Valdez.
T1 is the scariest 6 Void Grub team in the world, guys. They absolutely get the maximum value out of the additional pushing, and they know just how far they can push it, too. Anytime you watch this team get 5 or 6 Void Grubs, it is terrifying, because they will make calls that they couldn't make in terms of split pushing and pressure if they didn't have the 5-6 stacks. So they really get a lot of towers that you normally wouldn't get, and they play around it very well.
The fact that the laning phase for anyone outside of BDD actually is looking pretty decent here. Perfect in particular, really able to build up a decent gold lead here is what is keeping KT in the game, and they don't need to win early quite as much. I still don't think you want to go up late game against Oriana, and Guma has 75 stacks at 11 minutes. That's fairly accelerated.
So what you should be aiming for with Smolder is the 225 stack upgrade at around 25 minutes. Like, that's kind of the benchmark that I've been seeing for professional players. And for him to have, and you might be like, oh, well, he only has 75 stacks at 11 minutes, right? So you think, oh, well, maybe he's not going to hit that 225 by the time he gets to 25 minutes, considering, right, he's not really on pace for that right now. You know what I mean? He would be on pace for like a 33-minute. But it doesn't work like that, because the longer the game goes on, you know, it becomes easier to AoE kill minion waves with your Q, because your Q gets upgraded into more AoE damage, and you have items that clear it out really fast, so you stack faster. You also start proccing your passive on champions a lot more frequently to get stacks in team fights. And it becomes really easy when you have the cone damage on your Q to proc it across multiple people. So it really does, you know, 75 at 11 minutes is very good, actually. Plus, you get to steal jungle camps. True. Yeah. You can literally, like, queue a raptor camp and steal all the small raptors in one shot.
He doesn't seem to care because the rest of the map is winning for the side of T1, and they will take down a second Drake as well.
What's it going to be here?
Ocean Soul.
No.
Oh, Camtex.
Hey!
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. bottom lane could be in a little bit of trouble as Keria is going for a little.
This series was not a banger. Well, the next one I think is good, the BLG JDG one, so we'll have fun watching that. This one is necessary to watch, though, just because, you know, it's two of the better teams in the world going head-to-head.
Where BDD and Koshik were. Just want to play it safe.
Chemtech, that's good for KT. That's what you want. That means that you don't actually have to care about Drake. And hey, a 2K Gold League is a big deal now, but in about, you know, 10, 15 minutes, 15 if T1 is quick on the trigger and you need to find for Elder, that's fine. That's surmountable. That's doable, Valdez. That's really what we're looking towards.
Generally, the team with Smolder is.
Monty, do you miss TSM? Hate watching them was the joy. It was fun.
At all.
I need some leeway.
Now that Starship Troopers is back, considering a possible Paul Verhoeven foreplay, we discussed that with Total Recall. I love Starship Troopers as a movie. So maybe we'll do that in the next arc. Like that would, maybe we'll do a satire arc in the next foreplay. That might be fun. And just stuff Starship Troopers in there. You know, Doctor Strangelove. What other satire movies do you guys like? South Park, bigger, longer, uncut. The South Park movie.
And he is going to be even, and maybe even slightly ahead, because Perfect only got a single play.
Does this loss from KT drop them lower on your power rankings? No, being fucking frauds drops them lower. This is Spinal Tap. Ooh, yeah, the Christopher Guest movies are very good shout-outs for that. I mean, he's got so many bangers. Christopher Guest has so many bangers, though, like Best in Show, This is Spinal Tap, A Mighty Wind, like fucking all. He only makes good movies. Tropic Thunder. Dude, Tropic Thunder is aged amazingly well, by the way. Tropic Thunder, I watched it like a couple years ago again. It is still so fucking funny. Like, it's actually funnier now somehow than when they released it.
As it will be this Rift Herald given over to the side of KT Rolster.
I hate watching Pioshik play League so much too. Dude, me too, man. That's why I hate KT. It's because he's a fraud. Naked Gun, Idiocracy, Hot Fuzz. Yeah, those are all good ones. All right, you guys have some good suggestions. Monty didn't comment on Perfect Dying. All right, we'll go comment on Perfect Dying. Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. Yeah, dude. Those Gene Wilder movies. Great. True, both those are great. I saw Blazing Saddles relatively recently, too. It's still fucking hilarious. It's actually shocking that Blazing Saddles and Tropic Thunder have not been canceled yet.
This is the problem that has plagued many a team into T1. Zeus taking a beating in lane. All the credit to Perfect. But generally, Zeus needs one of these moments. And now he has a kill. He's going to get 2 plates. And he is going to be even. And maybe even slightly ahead. Because Perfect only got a single plate. Add the kill on top of that. And he's going to be completely fine from here on out. Probably will be able
Galaxy Quest should count. Galaxy Quest is one of my all-time favorite movies, guys. No joke. I fucking love that movie. That is like one of the most perfect movies ever made, in my opinion.
Deft, pretty scared. We haven't seen Mom be used just yet by Guma. He's just holding on to that one. Generally used to clear the waves as you're usually being pushed under turret, but instead just holding on to it for if a team fight does break out. But you can see that KT not exactly confident about taking a fight on the bottom side of the map, so it's just free farm for the Smolder. As it will be this Rift Herald given over to the side of KT Rolster. Pioshik just gonna clone away from that one. Perfect is level 11 and should know that Keria could be up here.
Objective times have actually been quite nice from KT when they contest, because they've gotten like the small ones and a Herald. You know, a red buff here, a Grump contest early, which I'd rather not speak of. Because it set this game on a rather unfun.
Is Truman Show a satire?
But first item spikes are being hit. Perfect has his Triforce now. Deft, as we saw earlier, has been sitting on this U-Moose. Gonna give him a lot of added safety, which he is gonna need, because if Owner ults him, he probably just dies.
I mean, it kind of is a satire on reality shows, guys, but like, I don't know.
I think
It's kind of it's an interesting question.
He might just get there.
Yeah, that's bad.
My hot take is that Jim Carrey is a better dramatic actor than he is a comedy actor. I fucking hate him as a comedy actor, but I love him in Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine.
That was really fast. So
yeah, it is really fast.
yeah. Once we get to this point of the game where you hit 125, it gets pretty easy to farm them up. This top lane is still just being a top lane, just farming. Zeus still 20 CS behind, but he got those 2 plates and the kill, and is feeling still pretty good about his situation.
It's an improvement of game 1, because yes, they're down 2 dragons. Yes, Smolder is stacking for free, but they do genuinely have really good ways of getting on top of this Smolder and not letting Guma play the game. Between Nautilus,
The game is so one-sided. We're talking about movies. Yeah, there's not much. This telecom war is fucking bad.
Barrel is in a little bit of trouble here. The shockwave is going to miss, though.
No shockwave.
That might be enough for KT to start stacking a dragon if they want to contest.
To start stacking what? Their first dragon? This game is so doomed, guys. Smolder is busted, by the way, at the professional level. This champ is so dumb to watch, honestly. It's like you get this lead and the game just feels like it's so over.
We do have Pioshik looking for a little charge.
Even though I think KT's composition is, you know, technically quite good into Smolder.
As he is the best driver declared by us yesterday. But yeah, KT is going to set up for this objective. We do see that T1 are hanging around. Barrel is very much behind enemy lines.
They don't know.
They do not know about this, but now they're going all in onto Owner. Gets knocked over the wall, but results back over. Still goes down, though. Very nice snipe here from Def, but BDD is in an awful spot in the front line and was in a lot of trouble. Perfect in the mini-nar.
Oh my god, Carrier with a huge flank. Holy shit, Def, no, you're in the middle. You got punted again.
At the front line about this, but now they're going all in. But yeah, KT is going to set up for this objective.
Iron Faker's just here in the pink. I mean, look at the vision control again. T1 just perpetually on the flanks in this series. And he doesn't actually have Shockwave, remember? He used it, missed it on Barrel earlier. Barrel cancels Vi Q. BDD tries to go in, pushes him back over the wall. So, but then he actually still has ult, so he's able to ult to the other side of the wall. Still dies. Gumayushi use E to get over the wall. They drag Perfect back in. And Carrier actually huge here. Look at Carrier, flash Q. Deft always has flash up, by the way. He refuses to flash, Deft. He either flashes after he gets bunted every time, or he just doesn't flash at all. What's my favorite race in Warcraft 3? I was a Night Elf player. Spirit Moon forever. The producers.
Some serious heavy lifting from Carrier in that fight there. And crucially, even though they end up getting Owner, a lot has to be invested. And Perfect never ends up getting Mega. If they have Mega Nar for that fight, I think it is one. I think it equalizes the game and everything looks a lot better. So Owner ends up getting shuffled over. Again, this is a lot of investment, and they do pick up the Vi, but
you know what's an underrated satire movie if you've seen it is Children of the Revolution.
Not only does he keep the backline from KT from doing any damage, he then also hand delivers Deft with one of the few remaining damage sources because BDD already went down and because
so the concept of this movie
was blown up relatively early. So that 1-2 of Zeiss and
is that Stalin like has a kid with an Australian communist woman, and it's about their kid, except it stars Sam Neill and F. Murray Abraham, like it has Jeffrey Rush in it. Like the cast is honestly a fucking banger.
they did. It was a nice little snipe from Deft at the end of his life, but then BDD was in the middle of 4 people and immediately died.
They got him before that. He was out. Like, you had one. He was gone.
The death of Stalin, yes, that one's very funny too. Yes, that is satire. It's very funny.
Went over first and shuffled him over the wall.
No, yeah.
So.
But even before...
It just felt a little
I finally got my dad to watch Resident Alien. I haven't seen it, but the showrunner of that is a friend of mine. Chris Sheridan.
Between the two walls as well makes Alistair's life very easy. Like, credit to Carrie, it was a very nice timing. Got the awesome flash Q to knock up 3.
Do you watch Always Sunny? Now that cringe humor isn't for me, guys. Like, I'm not like an It's Sunny / Curb Your Enthusiasm guy. That's not. I understand why people like it, but like, it's not my style.
It's not over yet, Valdez, because it's just a Chemtex. It's not that big a deal if they end up getting it. Still have great team fighting, but I do think they get one more, and after that the gold lead is going to become too much of an issue for them to really fight their way back into the game. I don't want that. I want free games. I want my Saturday Showdown, my Telecom War to deliver.
I want something to show.
The series has been tragically bad, guys. Sorry.
Yes. Something needs to show up. Not game 1.
Not show up, but showdown.
Yeah. He's at 197, by the way, so...
Yeah, didn't quite hit the 225 at 20. That's very difficult, but... It's still extremely accelerated, we could say.
Still is.
Yeah. And
Favorite Shakespeare play you've taken part in? Richard III, where I was Richard III. It's pretty easy. I have not seen Iron Sky.
You press R and everybody is on top of the Smolder. And there are some parts, especially the Nautilus and the Wukong, that can kind of emulate that, but it's not necessarily as strong of a dive comp. Plus, Life Esports were very far ahead, so made it just look even more dire.
Have I ever played as Hamlet? No, I've never been in Hamlet.
Pretty difficult. Also, the fact that Zeus now is fed, you got Owner who's pretty fed, you have Faker who is doing a great job in mid. So there's just so many threats on the side of T1 that even if you do take out the Smolder...
TP for red?
Yeah, looks like a TP maybe for a game-winning fight, as that is an interesting Mom call. Mom got a little bit distracted.
This game is actually so boring, guys. What the fuck happened in the early game of this? I was so psyched for this game with these compositions, and then it just got, the game just got completely boomed. Like, all of Perfect's hard work, just completely useless on the top side. What a troll game.
I guess I have to. Yeah. Use my fiery breath on no targets, which is very sad, but looking at the cooldown, I don't think Puma's going to be feeling too bad. Has a fair amount of ability haste already.
So
for the next fight. Whew.
All right, I guess we're just going to wait for the inevitable Drake Soul here. Thank you, Shows, for your gift sub.
If they do fight, which I don't know if they want to, maybe you just let this one go and accept that you will not be getting your hands on the dragon. As 224, we have being hit here. So realistically, Guma is going to hit it here on this next wave.
It always feels like somewhat of a celebration. It's like, hey, he did it.
We made it.
It's Christmas morning.
He doesn't have RFC, though. So there is a glimmer of hope for KT.
I think he's got the money for it, to be honest. He's sitting on quite a lot, although I wouldn't back now with the Drake about to spawn.
This is the all or nothing for KT. 2 item spike for Deft, for BDD, for Bioshik, and for Perfect. This might be as good as things get. Need to all or nothing here. TP coming in, they know. You want to try and contest this time? Mega Narbar.
All right, here we go, guys. The desperation fight. Owner Bioshik just getting bounced around before the start of the fight, so he actually just can't do anything to Gumayushi. Very good. All right, now they all explode because he's got 225 stacks.
Essentially see him to death. He was not able to flash out of that.
Bioshik actually lives, which is crazy.
Will be called down on top of death, but we do have Owner in a lot of trouble. They do isolate him and essentially see top of death, but we do have Owner in a Just gets caught out in the front line as Bob will be called down on top of Def, but we do have Owner in a lot of trouble. They do isolate him and essentially see him to death. He was not able to flash out of that one. And now T1 have to reconsider their options here in a 4v5.
No, they don't. They just wait for Mininar and then go to Drake.
To KT, but that big pick onto the jungle could be nice for KT to at least delay things for now.
T1 is one of the only teams that consistently does this, where they are a member down and they're still contesting this aggressively.
Yeah, because they have everything that they need. Like, all KT has is a 0. What the fuck are they going to do?
Still, again, a member down. Faker doesn't complete his back, does almost have teleport. But
They can just wait for Owner to come back up.
Looks like T1 decide the better of it. Although, I'm not sure.
Has LCK been less competitive now? Oh, it's definitely more competitive than summer of last year, guys. There were only 3 good teams in summer of last year. Kwangdong being good has actually, like, changed a lot about LCK, in my opinion.
Yeah, now they're just going to run towards the Baron and threaten it at least. They have Owner up.
I know, but I think they're going to...
Just do it?
They're just going to do it.
There's no vision.
There's
Zero.
no vision at all. Pings are going down. But
no.
KT, they don't know. They have zero idea.
But they got to know. I mean, there's...
But can they move in? Vision Cone going to let them know?
They're going to move in together as a team. Look at Carrier's position. He's going to be spotted. He gets onto that back line. Def is in a lot of trouble. They dive very deep for him. As Mob will help out, but they don't take out Def just yet. But it is going to be him eventually going down. BDD does have some nice damage in that back line, but now he's all alone here. Zeus getting pretty low, but BDD
Pop.
will eventually get executed as Smolder. Guma will pick up the triple. As Perfect is the only one left.
And there we go. There we go. Once again.
Gonna let them know.
We're gonna move in together as a team. Look at Carrier's position. He's gonna be spotted.
Every time, guys. Every time. They're just on top of Def. They don't give a fuck. They don't even bother, like, peeling for Gumayushi. They just assassinate. Like, you would think this team would be more concerned with peeling for Guma. But Piochik actually just doesn't go on to Guma here. He goes on to Faker. Faker has arm guard, and so Piochik can't do anything. And he just gets hit by Q, and then he pops.
It is going to be him eventually going down. BDD does have some nice damage in that backline, but now he's all alone here. Zeus getting pretty low. Just run away.
Soul becomes so, like, maybe not the best of trades. Buying is a really hefty investment, but it's this
Poor Deft.
Right here.
Whoops. Shoot. Sorry, guys.
Something needs to show up.
Oh my god, did we just accidentally get right back to where we were? Almost.
All or nothing here.
The flat goal. Deft is in a lot of trouble. They dive very deep for him. As Mob will help out, but they don't take out Deft.
Where was his flash in all of this? I mean, he flashed after he was already targeted by the vial. Yeah. No. What you gonna do?
No space.
0.3. Extremely over. Pretty happy about his situation at this point.
Yet Val, Smolder, which remember.
But yeah, we're giving Smolder
Just every Alistair engaged straight onto Def's face. No peeling for Gumayushi. No peeling for the Smolder.
Take an early freebie. Highway of pain and disappointment.
Uh-oh. We got some Megacone action. Gotta love it. Actually creating some good action in this case. First time I've seen it, as now towards this dragon.
Okay. Guma's ult is down. Get Croaks.
Lethality, Varus, no Edge of Night, second versus Vi. That is a good point. You know, is versus Vi Alistair, when he's just getting targeted all the time, you would think he would want Edge of Night here. You really, really would.
As Cassante really is going to want to eventually take this one down. They also have 6 Void Buffs, which is actually helping take down the objectives, the structures here, as Beryl is in some trouble. But the damage coming out from Perfect is actually pretty nice, as now we get a big knockup. Immediately Beryl is taken back into that back line, as Smolder's just doing way too much here, as Mob will be called down. BDD, though, still alive, looking for his angle. He tries to go for it immediately, just gets bursted down 100-0. As that looks to be the end of the game. BDD tried so hard to find that 1-0 moment like he normally does. but it doesn't look like he was able to do it this time around. Guma just collecting kills. Owner gonna steal that one away. But it looks like T1 has done it, guys. 2-0 on the night as they will take down the Nexus turrets and the Nexus in a couple of very one-sided games against their telecom opponents, as they're just having fun with their food here at the end. 2-0 in this series.